Hello, this is Gail with Beaded Jewelry Diva, and today we are going to make this earrings. They use the SuperDuos. We have some fire polish beads, and I hope you enjoy this and you have fun making it. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Yay! I'm going to show you exactly how to make this set of earrings, and then we're also going to talk about 4 other different design ideas, different colors and different ways I did of putting these together. Okay, I've started by stringing on a stop bead. That's my silver bead here. And then I have strung on a 12 beads total, size 15 SuperDuo, 15 SuperDuo, etc. So once I've got all 12 on, I'm going to go back through all of the beads until I'm back coming through this final SuperDuo. I'm not tying these off because I'm going to go ahead and go back through all these quite a few times, and I don't want any knots messing things up, basically. Okay, I'm all the way through. I'm to the last bead. Let's get this tail out of the way. Okay, I'm coming out of the last bead, the SuperDuo. Now I'm going to pick up 5 size 15s. So I picked up the 5 size 15s, and I'm going back through the top of this SuperDuo. Pull the thread through so it looks kind of like this. Then pick up the gold and go through the top of the pink. Then pick up another gold SuperDuo and go through the top of the blue. So now when you've put your thread all the way through, it looks like this. From this point, you're going to pick up 3 SuperDuo, 3 size 15s. I will get that right, I'm sure. Okay, I'm coming out at the top of the blue, and I'm going to put my thread needle through the top of the gold. So now it looks like this. And yes, I have some thread showing, and when you see the thread showing like that, you just grab the size 15s and then pull a little, and you'll see less thread. Now you're still going to see some here at the ends, but that's okay because we will fix that in a little bit. Okay, I am coming out of the top of this 12. So I'm going to pick up my last SuperDuo on this side, or this particular section. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to pick up another 3 size 15s. I'm going to flip it just because, like I said, it makes it easier for me. And I'm coming out of the top of this gold, so I'm going to go into the top of the blue. And by the way, you really can use any color combination you want for this. I thought using 3 colors would be more interesting, and also it helps you figure out what bead goes where. So okay, I've got 3 beads coming out of the gold, 3 size 15s. I'm coming out of the other side of the blue. I'm going to pick up 5 size 15s. 4, 5. And I'm going to go back into this side of the SuperDuo, so I'm going to form a little loop over the top. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up 3 size 15s, and I'm going to start snaking my way back down through this section. So picked up 3. I'm going to go back through the gold, the blue, and the gold. So I'm coming out like this. So now it looks like this. You can see where I'm starting to fill in the gaps here. And I'm going to go down through the rest of this side. I'm going to go ahead and add some more snake on my way through. So remember, 3 size 15s, go through, okay, now I'm down to this last blue SuperDuo, and instead of picking up 3, I'm going to pick up 5. So now I've picked up 5 size 15s this time, and I'm going to go back into the bottom hole of this SuperDuo. So I'm coming back through all the beads until I exit this last SuperDuo. What I want to do is I want to go put my needle up through this size 15 that is between these 2 blue SuperDuos. Oh, excuse me tangling my thread. So this is the bead that was the size 15 that was originally between these 2. So I've come up through here, and then I'm going to go through all of these on this side. Okay, I am coming out of this, so I've gone up through this one, all the way through all these. I'm coming out of this blue, and now I'm going to do the same thing on this side that I did over here. So I'm going to pick up the 5 size 15s, construct it, and then the 3s, etc. I will come back to you when I am back at this point. Alright, so I'm exiting this top blue SuperDuo, and I've strung on the following. I have 2 size 15s, a 4mm fire polished, and then 7 size 15s. And running them down through. Now I'm going to skip 6 of these size 15 seed beads, and I'm going to put my needle back through this the last of the size 15s, and then the fire polished. For some reason I cannot say fire polished today. You don't know how many times I've had to redo this section because I couldn't say that word. Okay, so this is going to form the loop bail where we're going to put it on the earring finding. Alright, so I'm coming out of the fire polished. I need 2 more size 15s. And then I will go back through the top. So I'm coming back through the other side so I can form my loop nicely. So it looks like this. Now I'm going to snake down this side, and I will come back to you when I am at this bead right here. Okay, so now this is the size 15 that is between these 2 blues. And now what I want to do is I want to go from this size 15 to this one. So what I'm going to do now is start stabilizing this whole line. I also have to get to the top of here because I have to put our last dangle on. And this starts firming up the whole line, so you can see that I've got like spaces in between here. This is going to take care of that. And do excuse me, I'm not quite as good on camera about not having thread showing, etc., as I am when I do this off camera. That's just one of the fun things about doing this on camera. Okay, so you can see that it's starting to tighten it up and everything. Now I've come through, I'm at this top of the blue SuperDuo, so this is the top end, or the bottom end if you want to call it that way. So I'm at this one, and this is the side that we're going to go ahead and put the dangle on. So I'm going to come through this tip bead. Now that I'm coming through this middle bead, I'm going to pick up 2 of the size 15s, and then I'm going to pick up a blue SuperDuo, and then 2 more size 15s. I will put, now I'm going to put my needle back through the size 15. This is the point bead. So it now looks like this. Since my thread is coming out of this side of the bead, I'm going to go through the two beads on this side, so the two size 15s. Now we're going to do this kind of upside down and a little differently. And what I'm going to do is I need to put two SuperDuos, one on each side of this one. So to do that, I need to pick up 3 size 15s. And then pick up my gold SuperDuo. I'm going to place my needle through the bottom hole of the blue one. So it then looks like this. Pick up another gold SuperDuo and 3 size 15s. And run them down through, so it looks like this, which doesn't look like much of anything. But now I'm going to put my needle down through. Let's flip this so that looks right. So you can see my 3 size 15s. I'm going to put my needle down through the hole, or the next hole on the gold. Then I'm going to put my last SuperDuo on, and that's my pink. Now I'm going to try to tighten this up a little bit because we don't want it to be too flimsy. So you can see where I'm going to need to be doing some more snaking. Now you can see I've got to go from this one to this one. So I picked up 3 of the size 15s. Run it up through. All right, now I've picked up the following sequence. I've picked up 3 of the size 15s, one of my 4mm fire polished, 2 size 15s again, my 6mm fire polished, and then a size 15. I'm going to skip this last size 15 and go back up through the 6mm and the 4mm, exiting the 4mm fire polished. So this is what it looks like. Now it's time to start snaking back down through. So I'm going to pick up 3 more of the size 15s. And I'm going to go back into this side. So back through the top of that pink SuperDuo. And it looks like this. Now I'm going to snake by adding 3 beads and, coming through, adding 3 beads. I will come back to you when I'm back at this middle bead right here. So I'm coming out of this middle bead now. Now what I want to do is go ahead and stake, just put my beads, or my needle, through all the size 15s, and I want to go around and go ahead, go up through here, come back, and then this is going to cinch up all of these beads. So while I go ahead and do that, you go ahead and do the same, and then I will meet you when I'm back up to this point. Now that I've come back through, I've got to go ahead and straighten up this side. So I'm going to run my needle and thread all the way through back up through this loop here, and I will come back down when I have reached the top bead here. So you see this is where my 5 beads are. I will come back to you when I'm at the the last bead before the top of the 5. So you can see that this side looks a little bit smoother already than this side. What I need to do is again run my needle and thread all the way back through, all the way up to here, and then when I get back to this point, we will go ahead and add the 4mm crystal. You do not need to go back through this point. You only need to go around this set. Now I'm back down to the other side, And here's what I've done. I'm on this last set of 5, so this is kind of like the V section. I've gone through these 2 beads of the set of 5. My needle is coming out of the third or the point side of the bead of 5. So this is the point. So you can see that I've got 2 beads here, and then I've got 2 beads on this side. So again, this is the point. Pick up one of your size 5, or excuse me, one of your fire polished. So then I'm going to pick the point over here. So I count 2. The third one is where I put my needle up through, and this is adding this 5mm or this 4mm crystal. All right, now that I've gone ahead and done this, I'm going to go back up through these, back down through, and I'll come back when I've put on this last of the fire polished. We'll talk about how to end this, and then we'll talk about different color combinations and different ways you can go ahead and do this. So I've got several different examples of different styles I did, both different colorways and actually slightly different ways that I constructed them. So let me go ahead, finish this, and we'll be right back. Now that I'm all the way through, I'm just simply going to do a half hitch or 2. And the reason I say that you'll only need 1 or at most 2 half hitches is because since your beads are really so full of thread at this point, that your thread really isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to snip this. Then what I will do is I will re-thread my needle onto this end. I will just go ahead and do like 1 half hitch, run my needle through, and that'll be the end of this, and I'll put it on the earring finding. I'll come back, we'll see both of the earrings I made, and then we're going to see all the different color combinations and different ideas you have for this, different kinds of beads that you can put it together with. Here we are, finished earrings. The size of the earrings from the finding drop down to the bottom is about 2.5 inches. So there we go. Now let's take a look at some different colorways and different design ideas. In this particular one, I went ahead and did the same basic thing. It's just a different color. So you can see I used the golds, the greens, and the purples. So basically the same thing. Now I have another one, different colors altogether. So instead of having the gold size 15s, I had some green and mostly purple in here. So it's a different effect, I guess you might want to call it. So we have that. Now the next one that I have is a different style. And this one, you can see, is I'm missing this area entirely. I went from here just down to the drops, which I used pearls on this one. And you can see that I put a little picot on the bottom instead of just having that 1 seed bead. So this is a different way of doing it, and I also didn't put any beads in this little V area. So this is a smaller earring, not quite 2 inches. Now this one is the original idea. And you can see that I used size 11 seed beads, which gave it a different kind of look. And I didn't put in anything on this side. I didn't make it bow in as much, so I think I just probably used 3 beads everywhere. And then you can see where I've just done it slightly differently down here. And of course I only have the 1 bead at the end instead of the 2. But this was actually the very first one that I designed. Then I did this one, then this one, then this one, and then finally we went ahead and did this one together. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've got different ideas for how you want to make your earrings. And if you've enjoyed this, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Meanwhile, this is Gail signing out, saying have yourself a beautiful day. Bye.